It is 10:35 p.m. on a Thursday evening, and Gracie, the Australian Shepherd, and I have just come on to Route 91 South in Connecticut at Wethersfield, just south of Hartford, on the way to Portland for the night. And thinking, among other things, of this Sunday's Gospel from John 9, Jesus healing of the man born blind, giving him not only physical sight, but giving him, interestingly, through the arguments and interrogations by the Pharisees and authorities, insight as well as external sight, insight into who Jesus is, insight into the meaning of what it means to see, to understand, to comprehend. There's something in there about stubbornness too. Jesus at the end declares the Pharisees who claim to see to actually be blind. And it seems as if their blindness is deliberate, in the sense that the more firmly any of us hold to our own idea of what is reality, and hold it so firmly that we have it disallow anything that seems to be contrary. That is, saying that anything that seems to be contrary to what we hold is of necessity wrong, unreal rather than real. That is to render ourselves blind, which means to give ourselves the opportunity to see, on the other hand, must mean to be open to reconsideration of the things that we consider to be truth, to be the way things are, or at the very least not to hold what we believe in that sense as absolute, which is kind of fascinating. So what kind of invitation is there in this gospel for us to begin to see, or to see more clearly? There are great words from the last chapter of Thomas Merton's New Seeds of Contemplation, a chapter called The General Dance, which I certainly will want to share on Sunday. Anyway, that's some of the thinking that's going on around a really amazing story, which again, as we have had with Nicodemus in John 3, with the Samaritan woman at the well in John 4, this Lent, on prior Sundays, it's a continuing conversation with Jesus, a continuing invitation to enter into a relationship with him. And in John's Gospel, as I've heard and been told many times, to believe is to be in relationship with Jesus, and that is, for John, salvation. And to refuse to be in relation with Jesus, to refuse to believe, is to be in sin. So the invitation to sight, to understanding, to belief, to belonging is the invitation to salvation. It's the invitation to belong to Christ. That invitation is coming at us week after week after week. It remains open to us. And we see all these various instances of it saying to us, come now. Do you want to enter into the conversation? Do you want to enter into relationship, or deeper relationship with Jesus the Christ? Do you want to open your eyes to see deeper, to see newer, to see more? And all of these texts and the season itself and the Lord within them are patiently awaiting our reply, which in terms of this week's gospel will either mean for us sight